Guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode is all about why you should not work for free as a medical coder. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue. I'm a medical coder. Okay, guys. So, a lot of people are commenting that they can't get experience because no one will hire them. So, why don't they just work for free? Why can't they just volunteer someplace? Well, here's the problem with that. We work with protected health information. So a lot of times when you do see volunteers and things like that from the school, like these externship programs and stuff, that a lot of times there's an agreement that's made between that healthcare entity and the school. So there's legal documents that are in place to make this okay for the students to be able to go in there and do all of that externship stuff. You, on the other hand, as somebody that's just offering to work for free, this doesn't work because, again, there needs to be that agreement in place that will allow you to be able to be in there, and it's usually done with schools. So that's why that doesn't really work, and these people have to be able to protect this private information. That's why they're not going to want you running around back there, okay? They're not going to want you running around looking at these people's information because, again, it's a HIPAA violation if you do, and so that's the thing that you have to think about when you're out there and you're saying this. Now, the other thing is this. Instead of trying to give your skill away for free to people who can afford to pay you, I'm just saying, people who can afford to pay you, if you're trying to give away your skill because, you're trying to earn your stripes and things like that, no, you can do other positions that maybe you don't want to do, but that will exercise your skill and give you experience, transferable skills to be able to put onto your resume. Medical billing is the first one that comes to mind because medical billing, you're working with the codes, like putting them into the charge entry and things like that, and then submitting them to the insurance company. And then if the insurance company pays it, you know what's going on and about the denials. If there's denials, then you can see what the insurance company is denying. Then that's transferable skill that you did the denials management, and you can see, okay, well, this insurance says this, and this insurance has this rule, and this other insurance has this rule. Well, then you're not coding, but you're seeing the codes that's being submitted. Okay, so that may help to kind of like ease those fears, like, okay, well, how would we code this? And then if you see the codes, okay, and then you can start to understand, and then you'll be able to spot if there's something that's missing, like if there's a modifier that needs to be applied, or maybe it's another code that should be there. The billers are the last line of defense before that claim goes out, right? And I know there's a lot of, well, we can't tell the coders what to do, but if there's something missing and it's something missing, there's time to speak up. I'm just saying. So that's something that you can consider working in. You certainly don't have to. You can continue to apply for medical coding positions, but if you need to get some kind of experience going, I strongly recommend not working for free in an industry that can pay you. All right. So that's just what I'm saying there, is just to use an alternative position to be able to get in. The other thing that's not really great about volunteering is that, guys, when you think about it, you are spending your time. It is your time that is being spent out there, and you're not getting any kind of compensation for it. Let's think about that for a minute. If you paid out of pocket to go to school, that's all those thousands of dollars that you spent to go to a school. Even if you got a student loan, you're still having to pay for that. Even if you got a grant, you paid for it with time. And time is very precious and it's valuable. And a lot of people just disregard it like, I just spent time in school, but it wasn't for me. You didn't even try it, or you didn't even make a strong effort to get in. Sometimes you say, well, yes, I did, Blue. But there's a lot of things that's probably going on that's not setting you up for success, or you're doing something like just blanketing all these places and not really being intentional about where you're applying. As far as like, okay, making sure that your resume is tailored to each place that you're applying, like putting the job title of the position that you're trying to apply for in that in your objective statement for that resume. And people will say, well, no, I just know. Because you can't expect the person who's getting that resume to immediately know that this is what you're applying for. You can't expect them to know that. So you have to be very clear about the things that you want, you know. And I'm just saying this because I want y'all to be set up for success. If you don't want to follow that advice, it's up to you. But this is what I would say to anybody who wants to know the right way, you know, and well, about working for free. Again, you're hurting yourself as far as like, you know, you have to spend the time, you have to spend the money and doing all these things. This is health information is not like other industries where in other industries, yeah, sure, they have those things where, you know, oh, they had to work their way up and they had to do their apprenticeship and all this other stuff like that, and they didn't get paid, and, you know, they had to do all these things. It doesn't have to be that way for health information because, again, these employers can pay you. And you have to set realistic expectations at the same time, because that may be also part of what's keeping you from getting your first job in medical coding. If you have high demands, like you have to work at home or you have to make X amount of money. And if your X amount of money is on the higher end of the scale, because it's what the school said, the school is trying to get you to buy the seat in the school. That's why they say it. They're going to tell you anything and everything they need to get you in the school. So with that said, you want to make sure that you're, you know, being selective about what you're doing, and you want to make sure that what you're doing is going to be right for you. And working for free is not right, because people will start to take advantage of you after that. Okay. So that's the thing you don't want to happen. You have skill that is worthy of payment. Okay. Again, you don't have to work for free. You don't have to have an internship. Some people say, well, Blue, I couldn't get a job because I couldn't get an internship. Again, we're not in one of those industries that requires that you have to have an internship in order to get a job first. No, never have. We've never been that industry. We've always been the industry that says you must have 35 years of experience. But it weeds people out that way by saying we want all this experience. And if it's that easy to scare you off, then you just didn't want the job bad enough. You didn't want this career bad enough. And before you get upset with me, hold your horses. Before you get upset, I'm saying this. There's a lot of people that want things given to them, handed to them. Oh, this is so hard. Oh, I did this and it's so hard. You have to dig deeper. You have to be the one to say to yourself, this door is closed, but it's because this job wasn't for me. This door was closed because this job wasn't for me. This was not my time. That was not my time. All of these things, it wasn't my time yet. Then you have to stop and look at what you're doing. That's what you have to do. Instead of trying to give yourself and your time and all of your skill away for free. You shouldn't have to. And I don't recommend it. Because even if they say, well, you know, you're using this to, you know, gain a little time, gain a little experience, you can practice with your workbooks and you can continue to apply for coding jobs. And again, as I've said, you can work on these alternative positions. But if you want to be so stubborn and hard-headed, some of you are, we can talk straight, guys. We can talk straight. Some of you are stubborn and hard-headed that you say, well, no, I want this particular job. I want this remote job. I want that remote job. Okay, it's going to be even harder for you to get in, but okay, that's what you want to do. Go right ahead. Well, I need training. I need help. I need this. I need that. You should have been in the office then, right? Like I've been saying before, right? Even if it's just for a little short bit of time, you should have still been in the office to be able to get training from other medical coders, because it does matter that you have exposure to other medical coders so that you can be more comfortable when you start working at home or doing, you know, all these other things. Just my advice anyway, guys. And again, if we're being adults here, we can be straight and honest with each other. If you're putting out a lot of those demands and it's not coming back to you, and then you say, well, let me just go ahead and work for free. No, because then you're just putting yourself even into more of the proverbial hole, right? Because you're just like, you're losing time, you're losing money, because you're sitting here working for this person for free. They could be paying you. It could be paying you. And again, all the other alternative jobs that I've been talking about, that I've been telling y'all and sharing with y'all on the channel, why can't you go work in one of those? And I've had somebody get very upset and saying, well, I don't want to work in medical billing. It's just common sense. I want to work in coding. That's why I got into coding. And if I don't get my way, I'm going to reverse my credit card charge for the school. Then you just stole from the school. That's theft, because they gave you the program and you're throwing a tantrum because you didn't get a job. That's exactly what that is. So don't be that person, guys. Don't be putting out those demands and thinking that you're going to just demand a job. No, they need to know that you have the skill to be able to get in there and do the work. You need to be able to demonstrate that you can do your research and that you can do all of these things. Because again, even if you have volunteer experience on there, will an employer accept that? Will an employer accept somebody's letter? And then again, what are you doing that you got this letter from this person that allowed you to volunteer? Because a lot of times, even in these externships, even with the schools that have agreements to have, their students volunteer, a lot of times they're not even doing coding. A lot of times they're just doing clerical work and not really touching any of the records. Because again, they touch those records, somebody else has to look at them, and then another person has to look at them and check them and make sure everything's correct on those. So a lot of times they don't want to have to go through all that extra work, just because it's part of the program. So they'll have you do the clerical work and then maybe show you around the electronic medical record, but that's about it. So a lot of times these internships or these externships are not as impressive as people like to think they are. And they are definitely not the reason that you're not getting hired. Okay? That's just at least what I got to say anyway about that. But keep in mind, again, guys, when you are out there and you're trying to get into this industry, this is protected health information. And there's laws that protect this information. So we must take it very seriously, and take it very seriously also our own skill and the things that we're bringing to the table, which is time and energy, and of course, yourself. But time is money, guys. Time is money. And if you don't understand that, if you don't recognize that, that's an issue. Because again, you're going to have people taking advantage of you just because, oh, this person will work for free. Again, you're trying to work for free in an industry where people can pay you. I'm just saying. And if they don't understand what coders do, that's their issue. That's not yours. You just keep applying until you find something. And even while you're applying, work at other places or work wherever you're working right now, just until you can find your new job. Okay? Don't ever leave yourself without a job, and always make sure that you're, having that money coming in somehow, some way. Because it's no point in sitting here trying to be out there looking all day when you could still be working. That's what I did. I still worked while I was looking for jobs. Not the funnest thing in the world, but no one said that this journey was easy. Nobody. And even if you think that you can try to shortcut your way and do all of these things, oh, hey, if I do Practicode, that'll count as 1 year of experience. It won't. Practicode is an AAPC educational product, and what it is a collection of records that is real world redacted, and it is what AAPC considers what somebody would do in the first year of coding as a brand new coder. That's what it is. And again, it's just an educational product. And for people that are trying to use that as their 1 year of work experience in the real world, a lot of employers know what Practicode is, and they know that that's not work experience. But sometimes you'll see that certain employers will say, we'll take education in lieu of experience. So there's always that. And guys, keep this also in mind. There are coders out there who have not even completed their test yet. They've completed a program, but they haven't completed their test yet. They haven't taken their test yet, or they've taken it and they're waiting to retake it later. And they're able to get a job. And you get a job by being tenacious and being out there and being assertive when you need to be, and being persistent. Because this whole thing of just this give up culture that seems to be around everything, you're just giving it up so quickly, because we live in that world now where, you know, the new flashy thing is just like 5 seconds away. So people won't stick with something and they'll just give it up. It's so easily, they'll just give it up. And to me, that's a sad thing. It's sad for me to see that, because again, when you try to make things so easy and then you run into a little bit of resistance, and then it's the first thing you want to do is run, that's not what this field is for, guys. This field is for people who will stick with it, who will commit to studying and working hard to get their first job, or get another job once they get their first job, and you know, maybe they want something else different. You know, it really all depends. But like I said, that's my advice, guys. Don't work for free in an industry that can pay you. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, healthcare. Healthcare is multi-billion-dollar industry, okay? So you think about that. Again, no need to work for free when you have technical skill. But give the employer that okay, there's a reason that I want to hire this person. This person is technically trained. They are skilled. Even if they didn't go to school, they're still skilled. I'm just saying. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Don't work for free. I'm just saying. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.